to spread my awareness, brother.
So what does it say?
Pitbulls Addicts, No More Pain Rescue. We are their voice.
Pitbulls Addicts.
Pitbulls Addicts.
And that's what you're about.
It's 100% what I live for.
The combination of Pitbulls and Addicts, it makes so much sense. If you check out some of his shirts, it also mentions two breeds misunderstood. The Pitbull is misunderstood. People look at the Pitbull, they automatically think it's violent, aggressive, you know, and they look at addicts and automatically think that they're losers or they're just going down the wrong path. But there's something that you can do to help these animals. There's something you can do to help people. We're all humans, we're all animals, we're all the same DNA.
What made you turn to drugs in your life?
I don't know. I never thought that I would be who I became. And within a blink of an eye, it was years later, and here I am, you know, and I still didn't think I had a problem. You know, at 21, I started doing one bag a weekend, and I thought that that was okay.
It's amazing to see how far Mike has come from being a drug addict to now rescuing and saving dogs and saving lives. It's like just seeing it, just seeing the passion that he has. It's great, man. You know what I'm saying? I wish more people were like that.
What made you start rescuing animals? How did you get there?
I was locked up one time for it when my fiance was away, and I sat there embarrassed, and then I said, you know, I'm done. So I was good for about a week, and I had nothing going on in my life. So I went to work and I came home, and then I, you know, slipped back up. Then I got to the point where I just felt like I was living for nothing. So then I put an honest attempt to stop. I lasted about 3.5 months, and then I had nothing to live for, and I slipped up. So I had one major relapse. It lasted about 7.5 months. It got up to the point of 30 bags of blow a day, cases of beer, bottles of liquor, not sleeping, gambling my life away. You know, it was fucked up, and I was at a point in my life where I was embarrassed in who I was embarrassed in who I had become. My father's a New York City narcotics detective.
When Mike told me his father was an NYPD detective, I was shocked, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I didn't see, you know what I'm saying? Like Mike, detective, I know he probably had his father going crazy.
He didn't know how bad the problem was because I didn't get as bad as I was until I moved out of my house when I had my own freedom.
Wow.
He would never accept it. I'm sure he knew I partied, but he thought it was recreational. Meanwhile, I was deep in a hole. I finally gained the strength to come forth and say, I've been using, and I have a serious problem, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to fix it. On March 26, 2016, I woke up. It was Easter morning.
Remember the date.
I remember the date.
It's important.
My fiance left me in a black house with the lights off, and I woke up and I said, what the fuck did I do?
Wow.
How am I going to get out of this? I said to myself, I have to find something to do. So I contacted somebody on social media and I said, listen, man, I battled for 13 years. I was actively using. It got crazy. And he said, well, you're still alive, and if you want it, you could do it. I never forget those words. His name is Austin. Complete stranger.
Wow.
So he said, listen, it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to be the hardest thing that you ever do, but it's going to be worth it. The first week was basically me by myself, figuring out who the hell I am.
This is Pitbulls and Addicts is so important because it saves lives, not just dogs' lives, but people's lives. And this situation, what he put together here is amazing because he's using these dogs as therapy dogs. The Freedom Home is what he calls this place. It's amazing what he's building it, but at the same time, he does tributes for a lot of his friends that he's lost, and he's also there to try to help, you know, people who are still on drugs get off drugs. So this combination of dogs and addicts, it's amazing.
I got involved with more people that understood me, because now I started to tell my story, because I felt like, you know, people need to know where this is all coming from. I'm not a cowboy, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a farmer. I'm working on farms. I'm doing this. I'm surrounded by people. They need to know what I'm about. I'm a regular kid who grew up on Staten Island, New York, who made some wrong decisions, and I found myself, and I was proud of who I've become. And I wasn't even nobody. I was just sober. I was getting to know who I was. I rescued one of my dogs. When I walked in on July 4, 2016, I walked in and this little dog waddled over, and I said, to my fiance, I said, "Is that the sick dog that you asked me about?" And she said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, I'll take that sick dog. There's a reason why this dog waddled over and stared at me." Long story short, my dog has subaortic stenosis.
Oh wow.
And they told me that there was no possible way that this dog would make 6 months. So we said, we're gonna give the dog the best 6 months. And a lot of people thought I was crazy because, you know, I didn't feel emotions for years upon years. And for me to lose a dog, new into sobriety, that I was going to relapse. And I said, you may be right and you may be wrong, but this dog deserves to be loved for however long the dog is here. There's a reason why I found this dog came to me. I finally found something that I feel like a human being. Like, you know, this is it's an emotional roller coaster, but it's a good one. You know what I'm saying? It's very expensive. There's always heartache. There's a lot of laughter and there's a lot of crying. But that's life. But instead of me going out to the bar and drinking my problems away, I come here and care my problems away. I look at these animals and where would they be if I never changed my... Where would I be? I'd be fucking dead.
It's crazy when you hear a person like Mike saying they lost their friends. I lost a lot of friends too. You know what I'm saying? Some reasons are different, but it's like, that's why we have such a connection. We both kind of live the same way. We both had issues in our lives, and to see him make a turnaround like this, and it's crazy.
In the past year of me starting this, I've lost 5 really, really close people to me. My guardian angel is my best friend Armin, who passed away 10 years ago. Then I had a kid, Petey, who, you know, just couldn't beat his demon, and he took his own life. Then I had my second father, George, had a sudden stroke and left us a week later. Then I had my cousin Robert. He was supposed to be here doing turf with me on Saturday morning, and he was dead.
When Mike started getting emotional, I could feel his pain. Like, I didn't know that he actually went through all that. You know what I'm saying? You think you know a person, but you really don't know what they've been through. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot to deal with.
Monday morning, I came here to try to, you know, I set my workers up, and I came here to try to just accept the fact that my cousin's dead. And I sat at my table at 10:11, and I looked on Instagram, and I seen one message, and it was from my best friend's mother. And he's dead. 26 years. So when I growing up, I grew up with, there was 3 of us. Mike, Armin, and Anthony. And now I'm here.
You're here for them though.
Hey, listen, I'm here for a reason. And I said from day one of sobriety that I'm gonna go from 0 to hero. And I'm just getting started.